Here's a question for Christians. Will Christians recognize the lie if there is a Pope Francis resurrection? Now, I published a book called The Falling Away, and it talks about how the book of Revelation is unfolding as we speak, and the rise, fall, and resurrection of Pope Francis, the false prophet, and the destruction of the Vatican, aka the falling away. The question is, will Christians recognize that as a lie if Pope Francis were to resurrect? Now, many Christians would probably celebrate it as, oh, this is a miracle from God, not realizing Jesus and the scriptures warned us of deception is how the end times begin. And Revelation 17 verse 8 says, the beast will ascend out the bottomless pit. So this is a foreshadow of a resurrection of Pope Francis, because we see how Jesus talks about false Christ begins in the beginning. And what better person would qualify as a false Christ than a religious figure like Pope Francis, who would resurrect? But the worst thing of all is many Christians will believe that you're not going to see anything that will happen because you'll be raptured before it. But Paul says it happens at the last trumpet. So in Revelation, how many trumpets are there? 7. And so what's the last one? The 7th. That's where we go home. But the real concern I have is a lot of prophecy teachers in the space who've been saying you're not going to see any of this stuff before the rapture. You're going to be raptured first. Then it happens. They'll have to reconcile that everything they thought was true, tradition, was wrong, and they'll have to reconcile the fact that they'll have to admit that they're wrong and pivot. Hopefully they'll have a humble heart to do that, because if not, many will be deceived.